Run, party, repeat. Welcome to the East Coast Adventures Dirt and Vert Podcast, where we talk all things running, racing, and training to help you get ready for your next big adventure.
Learn from our successes and our failures, and have fun at the same time. Join us right here every week with inspiring guests who share their captivating tales from the trails. And remember, nobody cares.
Run faster.
All right. Welcome back to the Dirt and Vert Podcast. I'm David.
And I'm Matt.
And we have no guests today on purpose.
Crazy stuff.
We figured it was time that we talk for just a few minutes and catch everybody up on things that we've been working on and things coming up, and actually probably even a couple of our races, which we would start with just what you don't want to do that we did. We're good at that.
Yeah.
But Matt, you've done a couple of races in the last couple of weeks.
I've done quite a few races. Yeah.
Your most notable one is Blue Ridge Ultra, which we gotta find out a little bit about here shortly.
It's a good race.
Yeah, you won the 30K, and Hans Troyer won the 50K, right?
He almost caught me.
Did he?
He almost caught me in the 50K.
Wow, that's rolling.
He's fast.
Hyperlight was fueling him.
Oh, it was.
And then I've retired from running again after Yeti. So every time I do 100-miler, guys, I retire for at least 2 weeks. I don't ever want to run again, and then I come back and run.
It's 100 miles though, so that's why you stick with the 30Ks. They're short. You get them over in just a few hours. You ain't doing it for a long time.
Well, and I'll catch everybody up on Yeti real quick, and then we can talk about your race, and then we can talk about things we're working on in the future.
Yeah, buddy.
But for Yeti 100, everybody knows this race has been like a 2-year drag out for me. So, we were supposed to run it last year, and the hurricane happened, Hurricane Helene, and didn't get to run it. So repeat of this year, I did the exact same thing I did last year. I wanted to run, Damn Yeti 50-miler and the Yeti 100 because, they kind of go hand in hand. So I did Damn Yeti again this year, the 50, and then into the Yeti 100.
What? Make sure you say that you won the 50.
I think most people probably know that.
Just recapping, just for the new listeners, recapping here.
But, it was a modified course, so completely different in a way because you didn't have the big downhill in Yeti 50 like you normally have. Much more flat, so time was a little different, but it was still a good race. Rained the whole time. And then Yeti 100, I have had the worst training block I think I've had in years. And it was like you fought for everything you needed, all the time. Like I was going to the chiropractor. I was like, if there was some voodoo witchcraft magic that I could have done, I think I would have at least tried it. But it was like, my hip would hurt one day, then my calves, and then like I was always battling something. And then, a week before the race, I have to go to the emergency room.
Yep.
So I'm in the hospital twice. Didn't even know if I was going to get to race Yeti 100 because of all of this craziness. So we were at Dirt Circuit hosting our race, which was really fun. And
it's a good race.
We were doing that in Morristown, and I had went on Friday to the emergency room from like stabbing pains in my right temple. And they couldn't find anything wrong. They did a CAT scan. They did a CTA scan, I think is what it's called. But anyways, they couldn't find anything wrong. The doctor told me to go back to normal. So they ran a bunch of blood tests too, blood markers, everything come back. They couldn't find anything. So he said, just go back to your normal activity. So I did. Went and race directed.
Yeah. And screamed all day on the microphone.
Yes. I was DJing with the best of them. When I left, I think the volume went down about 98%.
It sure did. Sunday. It got quiet.
Because I had to leave Sunday morning to go back to the emergency room, which they didn't find nothing again because my head was still hurting. So, but, it was at the end of the day, like, it was assuring to know that I didn't have a blood clot or anything like that. So we decided, I told Mary I was going to race. Mary was kind of hesitant on that, a little nervous when I said that, but, there was nothing that they had found. And I've trained for months and months and months. So I went through my normal regiment for that week. And I'll tell you one thing that I've started doing. I've been doing this since last year, since Yeti 50. And have you ever heard of Santa Madre?
No.
So Santa Madre, they make fuel and stuff. You can get it on the feed.
Okay.
You can get it at others. And I've used a lot of their gels and stuff, and their gels are okay. I'm also, for anybody that's listening, I'm a gel connoisseur. Like I switch it up every time I order something from the feed. Like it's like when I buy beer, I'm gonna buy a different flavor every time.
This sucker, you come into his house and he's got feed boxes just sitting everywhere. Like, I got a new gel today. Look what I got. Never even heard of the companies, and he's just goes and run races on them.
But I had tried the Santa Madre gels. They've got like some cola flavors and stuff. They're okay.
Is it a good cola flavor or a flat cola flavor?
It's flat. But Santa Madre makes a product called Unusual Nitrous. Okay. And that has become my pre-race ritual. So it is sodium bicarbonate.
Okay.
But it is their take on it. And it's extremely cheap compared to Martin and all the other ones. So,
okay. So what is cheap? Give us a price.
I think it's like $39 for 2 full servings, which is 2 full races.
Oh, not bad. Okay.
And what it is, and if you get like the Martin, I think it's actually Morton. Morton. I think theirs is like $70. Remember?
Yeah, a little cheaper.
I'm trying to remember. But the Santa Madre is really cool. It comes in a box. It comes in 3-pack stages, and it tells you exactly how to take it. So you can't overdose it or anything unless you decide to just mix 2 packs and you want to kill your gut.
Unless you want to send it, baby.
But you have to start it 3 days before the race.
Oh, okay.
So you take it, like if the race is on Saturday, but mine was Yeti, so mine was on Friday morning. Friday. So I took it Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to take it exactly like it says, or you will have a gut explosion that you will never forget.
That sounds like a good day.
Yeah. But if you do it right, it has proven to me to help me with lactic acid when I'm running faster.
Yeah.
Especially Yeti 50, because at Yeti 50, that's just a whole different pace than Yeti 100.
Yep.
And, my 100 pace, I still don't feel like I have quite figured it out yet. Like I'm not there.
Nope.
For the 50, I feel like I'm close, like really close. Both Yeti 50s, I've been within 10 or 15 minutes of my total time, even though it was 2 different courses. So, I feel like I'm really close there, but I do think that the Santa Madre helps me. But I will tell you, like, you're on the edge of pushing it, like, as far as your belly goes, because I've had to take Imodium at the start of the race before just to make sure that I wasn't going to have issues.
I've done that. I do that just to be safe anyway.
But if you look at my miles on Strava for Yeti 100, like they're pretty consistent all the way up to mile 80-ish till I start throwing up. And I think some of that's training, but obviously some of it is, calories and intake.
Yep.
And I made some mistakes in Yeti 100. It's been a long time since I've actually ran 100 miles. That was a learning experience again for me. I feel like the mistakes I made is mistakes that I could have easily have caught. It was one of those when you're in the race and you're just running and, you try not to like overthink things and be overcritical. Yep. But it was about mile 40, maybe 30. Might have been right at 30-ish. And the sun came out. It got really hot, really hot. So I slowed my pace down from like a 9-ish to like a 10-ish, probably closer to even almost 11-minute pace, and just kept running. But what I did not do was reduce my fuel. If you're pushing 300 calories an hour, like you better be moving. I was down to 11-minute pace, and I was still taking over 300 calories an hour because I was drinking Roctane and taking the large carbs gels. And so I was probably closer to like 400 calories at the end of the day, an hour.
Yeah.
And when I got to mile 40, I got to Chris and Mary, and I was like, man, my stomach does not feel good at all. But I can still run. Like I'm fine. I can't eat anymore. And I told him no more Roctane. I literally drank water for the next 10 miles.
Any salt with it?
No, just water. And I came back like perfect. Like I was running. I got back to eating and we were good. And then I got to the point I got tired of the gels and it was just too much again. And then and I think I kind of like jumped straight back into it too fast and started pounding gels. And by the time I got to like mile 70, my stomach was starting to feel like almost acidic.
Yeah.
And I started trying to take some Tums and stuff and ginger chews, and I couldn't get it under control. But Mary stepped in with me and started pacing me around that area. And we were running fine. I dry heaved a few times, and Mary's like, well, there's obviously nothing coming out, so you can keep running. And I'm like, love it. So we take off running. We get all the way to Stamen at like mile 85, 83. I don't remember exactly where that aid station was. And then Stamen paced me all the way to the end. And poor Stamen, I mean, he's a trooper. We started out probably like a 10-minute pace, made it about 2 miles, and then I started throwing up everywhere. And I threw up for the next probably 5-ish, 10 miles. Like we were run walking just because I couldn't stop puking and my stomach couldn't stop just rolling.
Sounds just like my races.
And somehow we managed to maintain like a 14-minute pace overall for those last 15 miles.
Puking
I was puking. And that really sucked because I was so consistent all the way up to that point. But I will say that's always a learning experience, is like when your stomach gets upset, because I don't have a lot of stomach issues generally. I do get like the acidic feeling sometimes, but I can get that calmed down most of the time. But I don't ever throw up like that on them for most parts. I've only done that a couple times pushing really hard. This time it was just 100% like I think too much. Like I think I took too much sodium in the beginning. I think that was a problem because I'd already preloaded for days of sodium and water. And the morning of, I drank another one of my, goodness, what are they called?
Immortal?
Yeah, my Immortal Hydration.
Got it.
Thank you. Yeah, my Immortal Hydration. And I drank one of those, then started the race, and I was drinking Goo Roctane, 2 scoops, 250 calories, and then taking the salted carbs. And the salted carbs have, I think if I remember right, almost 500 milligrams of sodium.
It's pretty good.
So the Roctane also has what, 300? So that was like almost 700 grams per hour, which, you would think if you sweat a lot of sodium, you need that much. But I realized that if you take too much, it almost makes you feel lethargic.
Yeah, it's a weird balance because I've been working on that as well.
So what I've learned, and I discovered this at the pistol when I was trying to break that 100K state record, was I have to alternate salt and water every hour. So I can take salt for that hour, and then the next hour I need to just drink water or an electrolyte without, or not an electrolyte, but a fuel without sodium. And it's almost like a balance of trying to get it back and forth, because if I just stay on sodium, it almost has the same effect of if you're not paying attention to it, you wouldn't know it, but it almost feels like you're not taking enough calories.
Yeah.
And it's been really a struggle for me, because if I wear my H drop and I'm running, it's like, oh, you've sweated 2,000 milligrams of sodium. Yeah, but you can't take that back, and that's the thing. It's like, I think my number is probably somewhere between 400 to 500 milligrams an hour of sodium. And that's what I've been working on that now. I learned that at Yeti as I got further into it. Me and Mary talked about it again, but it's one of those things, like, people just don't really, and I didn't either till it happened to me at Pistol, because I was eating so well at Pistol. I had no stomach issues.
Yeah.
But I got so lethargic in the middle of that race around mile 40. And Mary's like, just drink water. You have taken way too much sodium. But I wasn't swelling. I wasn't nothing. And I ran a whole lap with Ron and Dusty drinking nothing but water. And I came back. but it was just overload of sodium. And that's the thing about this sport. It's a learning curve for everybody. Like one thing doesn't work for everybody. And I know high carb is the craze and everybody's talked about it. And unfortunately, that's just the way I run because I have to have high carbs.
So you got to have high carbs, and I've got to have high salt.
Yeah. And, I've always averaged more than 300 calories. Any race I've ever ran, I averaged more. I mean, back in the day when all I had was goos, I was taking 3 goos an hour.
You sure were.
And I would run out of goos. I would run out of a whole case of goos, not even halfway into a 100-mile race. So I would have to, you remember that. No business. I ran out of goos in the first 30 miles. Yep. But I will tell you, if you're training and you're trying to figure this stuff out, your long runs are the best thing to do. And I just had it happen to me Saturday. Was it Saturday I ran or Sunday? I don't remember. I did a longer run for me, which wasn't very long, but I looked down at my watch. And actually, it was this week. I did a 6-mile run at Maryville College. Yeah, it was this week. But I looked down at my watch. I had when I go out for lunch, I go run. Mm-hmm. And I ran for 22 minutes and immediately crashed. And I looked at my watch, and I don't know, do you ever do that? Have you ever done that?
Not crash that quick.
Oh yeah. So that's something that you should test every now and then is when you start running, just, I'll do it on my shorter runs. How long can I run before I feel my glucose crash? And I'll just and then I'll take a gel, but I know then, and that's how I've kind of dialed in my fuel is I'll run if I'm going to run for an hour. If Mary scheduled me an hour run, I go start my run and I'll take water or an electrolyte. And if it's an easy run, I'm just going to run easy, but you can tell, you will feel that crash if you're not taking any fuel.
Well, I'll tell you that on 95% of my runs during the week, that is anything below 6 miles, there's nothing. There's no electrolytes. There's no goos. It's a sip of water and a caffeine before, and that's it.
Well, pay attention next time. As far as you will notice a difference. You may not notice a difference running, but notice a difference in how you feel and where your mind starts to think. And things start to feel a little harder. That is your glucose. That's when you should be fueling. And that's, I was talking to Corey about this not too long ago. Yeah. And I was like, you should test that. I was like, a lot of people get into a 100-mile race. They get 50 miles in. They can't eat. And they just they get sad. They talk themselves out of it. And I said, that is 100% fuel. And I said, if you can figure that out before you get there and know that feeling, and that's what I've tried to always, if you can be aware of that. Most people are going to crash their glucose in 20 to 30 minutes, somewhere in that range. Sometimes it's a little bit longer. Some people have bigger glucose stores. Yeah. But it's something to think about. When you're running, when you're running and you start to be oh man, it's getting a little harder, or oh, this is actually starting to, that's oh, well, my glucose is starting to crash. I should take a gel. And look at your watch. And if you're 28 minutes in, you should probably take a gel 5 minutes before that. Yeah. And then you can start timing it and you can prevent yourself from having that crash. And that's what you're trying to do. And that's why, if you watch David Roach, he'll take a bottle and just down a whole bottle. He doesn't carry it with him. He'll run somewhere. He downs that whole bottle and then takes off. So he tries to double gels and double calories. And that's because he's trying to prevent that crash. Yeah. Some people don't want to have a steady feed. They would rather just bombard the gut. Remember we had Alec Klein on here? Yeah. That's what he does.
Well, that's what I did. I did the same thing at Johnston Woods. So I would do the 4 something mile loop, and then I would just down a whole bottle of water with my hydration.
But I wouldn't. That is something that also has to be trained, or you're going to poop your pants everywhere.
I'm this is what I'm going to do in this race, and it worked.
Yeah, that doesn't work for everybody.
Try it on this one.
But that is a good test for you. Check that and see when you think your glucose is crashing. Yeah, and you'll know, because man, that's handy to know. If you're ever about to run out of something, or you got so many miles to an aid station, it helps you know. If I'm going to have to run 5 miles, how many gels I should probably take with me, or how much fuel I can take with me, because you're going to have to keep that steady stream. And that's why I always run with, unfortunately, that's why I always have to run with liquid fuel.
Yeah, that's what mine is now.
because I have to like keep so many calories in, and I've never tried the whole carb crashing, like take 4 gels at one time or 2.
No, I can't do it. I say I can't. I don't try that. I don't practice that. So that's just not something I do.
But some of these bigger gels you don't have to, like those carbs gels I'm taking.
Yeah.
I mean they're big gels.
Yeah.
They're what, 200 calories? Can't remember.
I don't know. I haven't took gels in a while.
I can't remember what a carb gel is. I'm gonna have to look. But anyways, back to my story. I finished Yeti and with no fuel, and we managed to get 14 miles an hour, or average, a 14-minute pace.
Mm-hmm.
And all I was doing was drinking Roctane.
Yep.
Just trying to sip it down. Yeah, so those carb gels are 200 calories. Yeah, that's what I thought. But I was sipping the Goo Roctane, just trying to get to the end. And when I finally turned the corner and saw that finish line, I was so happy. And Stamen kind of ran off and followed me in and ran through. And what was really cool, though, is Jason was wanting to take a nap.
Oh, yeah. Don't we all
but he stayed up because he knew that I was within like 5 miles. So he stayed there and waited on me before he took a nap so that we could, he'd give me the hug and we could talk. And I ran up and hugged him and Jerry, and then I just laid down on the ground. Mm-hmm. And that was the best feeling ever, because for most people that don't know, like my last 200 milers, I DNF'd.
Yeah.
No business. I rolled my ankle on a bridge, fell right off the bridge. And then Pinhoti, which was last year, not my best decision, by the way, is when they canceled Yeti, mm-hmm. I decided to do Pinhoti.
With no trail training.
And yeah, I didn't have...
Don't forget to say that.
I had not ran on trails the whole year.
Yep.
And I rolled my ankle on mile 1. Yeah. You know what's a funny story, though? I was talking to someone about this at Cherokee. And of all people, guess who was behind me when that happened?
Who?
She ran Cherokee. 2nd place female.
Oh, Aiden?
Aiden was behind me when we were talking about it. She's like, oh, I know. I was right behind you. I was like, were you really? So I had no idea anyone even actually saw that, but she saw me twist my ankle. But so, finishing Yeti 100, like that's, if you take into account that Yeti 100 got canceled last year, and DNF Pinhoti, and then the year before all of this, I DNF'd my second, I should have had my second buckle at no business, but I rolled my ankle at like mile 50. And so that's like 3 100s that didn't happen. Mm-hmm. So crossing that finish line for that 100 miler was like, it was finally like one of those where like I broke the curse.
Finally got it.
I actually looked at Mary on the way to Yeti and I said, I think you've given me the Yeti curse.
Yeah, I remember you said that, I think, after the race too.
Because she had that, the tree fell on her head, and she goes back and wins it. But, I was like, man. So it was good to finally finish it. And, to finish it with Stamen and Mary and Jarian and Samantha and Jason was pretty awesome. So it was a fun event. We left there. I went home, took a nap, and come back and sat there the next morning. We sat there until the very end and watched every runner come through that we could, all the way till the end. And it was really fun. And we saw Electra.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was there. She had found out the race was happening. She was just cruising through, and she was there. But it was really cool.
Van around.
And to be honest, like, I wasn't like completely wrecked either. Like, it wasn't that bad, but it made me realize real quick that, like, I don't know what I want to do for next year.
Just do it all.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't really know what I want to do. So I still haven't decided, because at first I had told Mary that I wanted to try the break, which it just happened. But I told her I either wanted to try to break the FKT for the Pinhoti, mm-hmm. or maybe the Benton Mackay.
Yep, Benton Mackay's a good one.
And now I don't know if I want to do that. So I don't really know. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'm leaning even a little bit towards like maybe trying to do the 24-hour thing. That's a goal for me.
That's a good one. A lot of good goals.
Most importantly, I need to get myself healthy.
Yeah. I mean, you get the rest of the year to do that.
Yeah.
And then
People are probably looking at my Strava in the last week or two, and they're like, what the hell is this guy doing? Like, I run 3 miles, and I don't run for days, and I ran 6 miles. I've ran more this week than I've ran in like the last 2 weeks combined, I think.
I've ran 5 miles this week. Doing pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No, tapering.
Well, and to be honest, like, the race directing, the podcast, training for Yeti 100.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying to get the certification for my other coaching piece, just for that, because I've already paid for it. That'll be my 4th certification, then I'm done. And then throw in friction prescription, and I'm like, do I really want to train for another? Like, I may just do, I don't know, I may just run for a while and not like
short stuff like I do.
I know.
It's fast, it's easy, you're done. And you can do a lot of them because it's just a training run. Yeah.
Can we just put on our own series?
We can. With all the time we got. We can do it. Yeah.
But, at the end of the day, like, I feel like it's been a pretty good year.
Yeah.
And I was laughing with someone the other day. It might have been Lauren Jones. We were messaging back and forth because she was going for the Team USA stuff. And she said it's been a really hard training block. Mm-hmm. And I told her, I was like, I've realized a trend here. And I have a really good year, followed by a really shitty year, followed by a good year. And it's just like, it's almost like a cycle. Like, I have that really good year and I just run it into the ground. And it takes me a year to recover. I don't know. It's definitely been eye-opening because that's been like my last 4 years. Really good year, really hard year. Yeah. Really good year, really hard year.
2022 was a really good year. That's the year you did all them hundreds.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That was a good year, though. I mean, really good year.
Good year. Podiumed almost. I think I did podium every one of those.
Yeah, and 2023 wasn't bad either.
I don't know.
Except for Rabdo.
Yeah, well, that was really bad.
Well, yeah,
Vol State.
But then you have Vol State.
Vol State destroyed me, and I could not figure out why that was such a hard year. And man, I swear it took me like 3 months to recover.
It took me a while.
Vol State. Yeah. Like, when I ran a 6-hour race, I felt like garbage.
Well, when I ran Georgia Jewel, thinking that I just done this great training. Now Georgia Jewel was awful because my body was not recovered. But yeah, it took a while to recover after that. But yeah, 2023 was a good year. 2024 was the start of your.
Yeah. Yeah. No. But, I say all that because I don't really know, honestly, don't know what I want to do next year. So I'm just going to think about it for a while. I've even toyed with the idea, John Harden, if you're listening, I would love to come to 100-miler at Black Toe. Just 24 hours and see if I can do it.
Is he still offering money for that?
Yeah.
Good.
I wouldn't do the money. I want statue.
I'll do both. You know, do both?
One or the other.
Oh.
You want to build a life-size statue, or you can take the money.
Life-size statue. That's pretty good.
On his property.
And it will stay there forever? Yeah. How much is the money?
I can't remember now. Maybe it's $1,000.
Oh, $1,000 pretty good.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's a hard course.
I've never been there.
I think in order to get 100 miles is 28,000 feet of elevation gain.
That's pretty rough.
I did 50 miles out there in 12 hours, and I think I had 14.
Yes, that's when you had Rabdo.
Well, that was the first time, though.
Okay.
Yeah. When I actually finished it, when I actually signed up for a 12-hour. Oh. Now, when I went back, for the 24-hour, I had Rabdo.
Okay, yeah.
But that's a hard course, but it's fun. I mean, John Harden puts on a fun race. So, if you haven't checked it out, check it out. It will humble you because it's a 5-mile loop.
That's what I hear.
And it is the gnarliest mud you will ever see when it rains. I have never experienced anything like this in my life other than, is it Testicle Spectacle at Barkley?
Yeah.
So it is that slick. You cannot hardly run in it. You will just fall everywhere. It's black mud too. Like, it is so slick. It's crazy.
It's not the red clay?
No.
Wow.
But, so I'm thinking like that, but I don't know. I have no idea. My true thing that I truly wanted to do, which isn't going to happen, and I think that's what's kind of like screwed my whole decisions up. But I wanted to run Elsie.
Didn't we all want to run Elsie?
Yeah, and then they canceled it, and then I run this 100-miler, and just it was a hard 100-miler. And now I'm like, I think I'm going to ride a scooter for the rest of my life. I don't know.
When the news of Elsie came out, they put on Instagram that they had canceled it indefinitely or whatever they're doing. That was rough. Like, 'cause that's a good race.
Yeah.
Like a really good race.
It's fun. Yeah. We need to help recruit more runners out there for them.
Yeah, I mean, like,
back in 2027.
It's one of the hardest little last person
Were they doing
standing.
construction or something, or what was going on?
I don't know. They didn't say. I don't think they said. But anyway, that was a great race. Like,
Yeah.
one of the best February races out there.
I'll miss it.
Yeah.
Well, let's enough about me and my troublesome hollow here over, for Yeti and all the other bad stuff. But let's learn a little bit about the Blue Ridge Ultra. So I don't really know much about this. You went out there and raced the 30K in Georgia. So tell us about it.
Well, let's go back just a few weeks before this, because there's a reason why I ran this race, because of 3 weeks before it. So I'm doing the Knoxville Track Club Trail Series, the whole series. And they had one at Big South Fork. I've never ran there. That's where they held no business. And so I went and ran that race. And that's my practice race for Firewater coming up. And I fell apart. So, like, I was doing good, taking my salt, nutrition. I got behind on salt. So that's where I said earlier, like, I have to take more, because I tried to take less. And with 3 miles left, I shut down. I couldn't walk. I couldn't climb up this stupid ladder. There's a ladder in the last, like, 2 miles. And I couldn't climb up it. My legs were shut down. And Melinda catches me, and she's, ha ha, come on, Matt. And so we ran in together, and I'm like, man, my legs, why did I shut down like that? I'm taking salt, but it clearly wasn't enough. Anyway, I finished that like 30th overall or something. And then the next weekend, me, Mike, and David, Kyle went out to Firewater course, and we ran 17 that day. And I had switched up my sodium intake to almost 1,000 an hour, with 500 being liquid and 400 and 4 salt tablets every hour at the beginning of the hour. So it had the whole hour to dissolve. And it worked. Back-to-back days, I did 13 on one day, on Friday, 17 the next day. No problems. No cramping, no throwing up, no nothing. And so when Blue Ridge was up, the wife and the kids went to Dollywood. So I'm like, I got to do a long run anyway. So I was up at Indian Boundary, riding around the loop on my bike. I'm like, I don't really want to do this long run by myself tomorrow. And so I get back home, and I'm like, what can I got? I got Blue Ridge. So I signed up for the 30K. It's on the Bent Mackay Trail. So the Cherokee is also, most of it's on the Bent Mackay Trail. And like you said earlier, the FKT on the Bent Mackay. In the next few years, I want to do my FKT on there, because I'm not going to run 4 days and 21 hours like Tara did. But so I'm like, I'll go down there and run that. And so I drove down that morning and lined up for the 30K. It was good.
How many people were in it?
70 something.
Pretty good.
I think 76 was actually on the registration. I don't know how many people showed up at 68. But then so there's a guy there named Luke Linville. Me and him ran together for about the first 7 miles. And he finished second last year. And he was telling me different, like, how you're talking, you're like, hey, what's coming up? Oh, you got a big climb coming up here. So he was actually like helping. He was really nice with explaining some of the course, with him finishing second last year. So my nutrition plan for that one was Hyperlot. I did 3 bottles of Hyperlot. I did had 2 soft flasks up front, one on my waist belt, 500 milligrams of sodium, 200 calories, and 50 carbs. So, and 4 salt tablets to start the race. So 4 salt tablets on the hour. Every hour, it was 4 salt tablets plus.
And how much are the salt tablets?
I think those are 210 or 220 a piece.
You're taking like 800 milligrams an hour?
Yep.
Okay.
Just the salt tablets plus the 500 of the Hyperlite. And I had no cramps, no gut issues, no throwing up.
That's good.
That's the first time I've not threw up or cramped in a race probably this year.
So that was 3-ish hours. What's the longest you've done that so far?
3-ish hours.
Okay.
So
Firewater will be another good.
Firewater will be another test. I did it back-to-back days that day, and I know that's different, but I tested it back-to-back, and it worked. And then it worked. Me pushing pretty hard at Blue Ridge. Nothing. No. Where you're about to feel it. None of that. No cramping. No nothing. So that was a good test. That's the reason I signed up. I needed to make sure I could figure this nutrition out because Firewater is my A race for October. So.
Well, and I just looked up the unusual nitrous, not to get off track, but it's $33. So at some point you should try that for one of your races.
Pretty cheap. Yep.
Because you get two servings out of it, and it's even good just to test it on the long run. So I haven't got to try the Hyperlite yet, so that's in my cupboard with my other 48 drinks up there, and I want to try it next. I've had some luck with, so I've been using the Feeds high carb stuff. It's pretty good. It's very bland.
Well, this one they got 2 different versions now. They got the caffeinated, which is what I use. I use caffeine one, which a whole serving is 100 milligrams caffeine. So mine split was 50-50. But the caffeine has got a honey aftertaste.
Oh.
So it's barely sweet, but it doesn't have honey in it, but it's got a honey aftertaste.
That'd be good.
It's good. It's really good.
Well, I'm going to try it on my I'm trying to finish off my jug of Goo Roctane, which I just finished off today.
Yeah, good.
And I'm going to try the Hyperlite next. I've tried a lot. I'm hoping the Hyperlite's pretty good. So I've read good reviews on it. It's got a lot of calories in it. So a lot of sodium.
I can't do the full serving. The full serving is 400 calories, 1,000 milligrams of sodium, and 100 carbs. I can't do that. The too many carbs and too many.
What is it per scoop? 250 then?
200. Each scoop is 200 calories.
So it'd be 800 calories for 4 scoops, or you got to take 5 scoops?
I know, it's 2 scoops. Each scoop is 200. So 2 scoops is the 400. That's the full serving is 2 scoops.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But I can't do the whole serving thing. It's too much. I've tried it multiple times, and my stomach just kind of.
I don't know. I mean, that would be about right for me for the calories.
Yeah.
But that just means I wouldn't take any gels.
No gels.
And I've talked to, me and Mary were talking about this the other day. Like, I've never tried like just running with electrolytes only, like no calories, just taking gels the whole time.
Yeah, I've not tried that.
So I've never tried that, but I almost wonder if that would be better too. Like, I think what I'm doing is just too much of both.
Yeah. So last year I tried it at Firewater. I did Goo Roctane and no gels, and just Goo Roctane and salt tablets, and I did pretty good for the most part. Probably mile 24 is when I kind of I was getting behind on sodium, so I needed to take more sodium. That's always my issue. Is like I get behind and I try to catch up, and then my stomach starts going because I'm just trying to down the sodium to try to get in, or I don't take enough and all of a sudden my body just shuts down. And that's where Blue Ridge, for the first time this year, it was perfect for 18 miles. So,
well, I mean, that's a good test.
Yeah.
I can run just about 4 to 5 hours, taking as much as I want.
Yeah.
Hour 6 is when the real test hits me.
No.
And that has happened both years at Yeti. I've thrown up 6.5 hours in the first Yeti. This second Yeti, I didn't throw up, but I was about to. And I calmed down, like I slowed it down. Yeah. But that's usually when about 6, and I'm sure it's different for everybody, but like if I'm fueling wrong, I'll know after about 6 hours. That's when my stomach's just like, bleh.
Mine's usually 18 miles.
Is it?
Usually 18 miles is when I start cramping and my stomach goes. That's when I know that I'm either taking too much stuff or I'm way behind. So like in the last couple of years at Firewater, right before we make it to our aid station, I'll have little cramps. And I'm like, why am I having cramps? We're not even 18 miles in yet. And last year I had just a little cramp there, and then I started trying to take a little more sodium. And by the time I made it over to Lauderdale, that's where I was throwing up because I was trying to catch up because I was getting behind. So,
well, I mean, at least you're figuring it out and you're dialing it in. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah,
you don't know until you test it. And I've had this conversation with so many people of like, your long runs have to be that. Like, it's okay on your short runs to, if you want to eat 14 cherry slices and 2 gummy bears and go run on a 1 hour run, that's cool. But on your long runs, you really need to be practicing what you're going to race with.
So Blue Ridge I wasn't racing Blue Ridge. Like, the whole reason I went down there is
you did race it.
I raced it after I realized I was doing good. But like, when I went down there, it was not the race. It was to keep a certain pace.
Matt, I know you.
Oh, I'm serious.
No, I know you.
I was to keep
it's not the race till you get there.
I was to keep the calories and the salt in. That's what I was practicing. My gear, I have exactly what I'm using for Firewater, my pack, keeping the 3rd flask in my waist belt, which that's what I've been practicing the last long runs as well. And just being consistent. The goal was consistent. Well, they're a little different than Firewater. Firewater is more runnable. Firewater is like 3,000, 3,500 the whole time. This was 5,018. So you climbed a lot.
Yeah, your body temp's going to get warmer and stay warmer longer at Firewater.
Yes.
And that's probably what's going to be the test. And that's why I can make it about 6 hours, because if I'm running the whole time like that, I mean, your stomach it's going to let you know real quick if it's going to.
So I had a lot of, in Blue Ridge, it's a lot of climbing. So you climbed a lot. Then you have a lot of downhill. So you'll climb up and then you bomb the downhills. And my quads held up. I didn't, usually if I'm behind on sodium, I can start feeling the quads going.
When did you take the lead?
2 miles left.
Oh, wow.
I paced it. I told you, I paced.
So were you following him on purpose, or were you just running your own race?
I was running my race. We started out in the group, me and Luke, and then the dude that was winning, he took off. So me and Luke stayed together, and we're just running a nice casual pace. We're not killing it. And we ran that pace for a long time. And the downhills, I was faster than Luke was. And so I was getting a little bit ahead each time. And on the 30K, you got to climb to almost the top of the mountain. And there's a sign. It says 30K turnaround. And so you can kind of see where that first place person was. So as soon as he started coming down the mountain, and I was still sitting in second, by that point, me and Luke had separated. So it was I was in second, and then the other guy. And it was 2 minutes. He was, when I saw him, it was 2 minutes to the top by the time first place passed. So that'd give me an estimate of how far he was. And then once you turned around, you're bombing downhills. I mean, you climb for, it seemed like 2 miles. You seemed like you climb. And so when you turned around, it was downhill. I was hammering. It's just downhill. So yeah, I'm like, I'll see how long my quads can hold that. But then once you got back to the flat ground, I got back to the pace that I was wanting to run. And then you go up you get to the aid station, then you go up a gravel road, service road. Coming in and out of the bends, you could see him, and he's looking back. I do the same thing when I'm starting to struggle a little bit. I'm looking back, see how far somebody's coming. So once he did that, it's either he's just looking to see if anybody's coming, or he's struggling. So I just kept that 9:30 pace, climbing up that little service road, that little incline. And then you go back into the woods, and you climb for a while, and you can't see nobody. It's just climbing, and you're getting there. Then you get to the next aid station, the last aid station you got. He's just leaving the aid station as I'm coming in. All I did was grab a flask of water because I already had my 3rd hyperlight with me. And then I went. So it's a downhill at that section too. It's a lot of downhill. You run that for a mile, and then you come to a road, and there he was. So I called.
Yeah, you called him.
I called him, and we go in, and I come up behind him, and he's like, he looks back, he goes, "You in the 30K?" I said, "Yeah, dude. Been trying to catch you for a couple miles." He's all right. And I said, "I'm gonna go around you." And there it was. That was the last 2 miles. He was cramping. That's what he told me. He was cramping. So, but I ran it in.
No, I was gonna say it wasn't about. I mean, 3 minutes. 3 minutes apart, first and second.
Yep.
That's a pretty good race.
Yep.
And then, like you said, I just looked at Hans's time a minute ago, and he ran under 4 hours in that 50K. So he was rolling.
So then he started at 8. I started at 8:30.
So he was literally catching you.
He was literally like, when I finished, I was talking to Muna. Muna was timing, and here he came. Just, minutes after I finished.
That's fast.
So he was flying, and he looked so happy. He had fell coming in, and he had busted his water bottle. So he had separated it. He shattered the lid. And he said he was running, and he thought that he started feeling like wet stuff coming down. He thought he had cut himself. It was his hyperlight going everywhere.
Well, we'll have him on the podcast next week, so we'll get that story. Well, dude, congratulations. That's a pretty good.
It's good.
Probably that the biggest race you've won so far.
Mountainous probably.
I just meant people wise too. Like,
that's
pretty. I mean, that's 70 runners in a 30K. That's pretty.
It's good
for an ultra. That's not good. That's an ultra distance, but it's still race. You know.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It was probably the most well put together race that I had as consistent in nutrition was.
So does that mean that you're actually going to try to pace yourself at Firewater, or are you just going to lose your damn mind again?
I'll pace myself up until the last 10 miles, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, guys, you just don't know. Like, Matt wants to win Firewater so bad.
I do.
That when they yell go, he forgets that he's not Kipchoge.
Yeah.
And
every time.
And by the time he makes it to the East Coast Adventures aid station, I'm just trying to like band-aid him back together.
I've only had this will be the 6th year that I've ran this race, and out of the 6 years, I've had 1 year that I've held it together for 25 miles. And then it was a struggle. That's when Deb was yelling at me and telling me all kinds of influential words to run.
That was the year I ran all the hundreds.
That was the best year. It was a good year.
Yeah, because I was running the relay with David Cobb.
Yep.
Yeah, you were having a hard time at that point.
Yeah, that was throwing up. And
that's when I got to watch Mary talk to you.
No, that was the different year.
Was that different?
That's the year after. Because I thought that I could go back at the same pace the next year as the year that I did good. So I did it in 5.
That is the picture I should have used for this podcast.
Should have.
It's so funny, guys. Mary's holding her lollipop, yelling at Matt.
Just give me the Walt 4 after that pacing strategy.
Yeah, I shouldn't really say yelling. It was more of like the mom talk. He was getting the
It was the,
talk.
"What are you doing? This is not the plan. Why did you go out like this?"
Tough love from Mary.
But yes, I will be pacing better this Saturday.
And you're going to do all hyperlight?
All hyperlight, no Joes.
And you're taking salt pills with hyperlight?
Yeah.
But doesn't hyperlight already have a lot of salt in it?
Only 500. And it's 1,000 if you take 2 scoops.
Oh, you're only doing one.
But I only do 1 scoop because I can't do that.
You.
I haven't trained myself to do that many calories and carbs all together.
Yeah.
So I just do 1 scoop plus the 4 salt tablets every hour at the beginning of the hour. So I have that whole hour to break it down.
Yeah.
And it's worked. It's worked in.
And are you trying to drink a bottle an hour?
Pretty much. I got 3 bottles with me. So 18 miles is what I've been training with 3 bottles. And that'll get me to the aid station.
Yeah.
To the midpoint with the Sinking Creek aid station. And then I'll switch over. I'll have that ready.
You all hear all of this right now.
High hopes and wishes.
So next week, read the Facebook post.
Yeah, we'll see. High hopes and wishes. That's all I can do. But yeah, I got the pacing plan, out, and then I got the liquids. It's all liquids, no gels, salt tablets, and we'll see.
Well, you'll do good.
I'll finish.
You'll do good.
I'll say I'll finish. I should finish. As long as I finish.
Pace yourself. You got this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious to try the to try the Hyperlite now. And like I said, I still got to play with my water ratio. Like, that's the thing that I've realized for me, I've got to figure out. Like, I've got to mix some water in because of the sodium. Like, I don't know why my body needs both. Like, I've got to, and I've been fine in shorter races like Yeti and stuff. The Yeti 50 didn't matter, but so far the 100K and the 100 miler, that's when I ran into an issue. Is like further in, it's almost like the salt's just accumulating.
Yeah.
And I get real lethargic, and I've had to mix water. So I need to be ahead of that in the future. So I've got to start playing with that on some long runs.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know. Well, it's a learning thing. I think you'll be fine for the 50K, like with what you've already done.
Yeah. And with the caffeine, that's something that I didn't incorporate in a lot of my longer races. Like, I'm a caffeine person. I take caffeine all day long.
I mean, I've got some unusual nitrous if you want to take Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You got
messing nothing up here. But so, like, with the Hyperlite having caffeine in it, like, I don't have to take my caffeine tablets.
Yeah.
I can just have that 50 milligrams in each bottle, and I can get a little dose. Because even like when I did Johnston Woods and all them, I can feel it about 5 hours in, or maybe 4. I start feeling a little like, and then when I take the caffeine, it's right back to I'm fine.
Yeah.
And so that's another reason I tried the caffeine at Blue Ridge, is to see how I would feel the whole time with more caffeine.
Yeah. I mean, if it's working, it's working. Don't fix it.
We'll see.
Don't change it.
Yes, Saturday will be the biggest test to see how this new nutrition plan is going. And then right after, like even after my long runs and after Blue Ridge, I took Freak Shake to recover right after to get more calories back in.
A Freak Shake tastes. I'm not. I mean, I tried the fuel. It's okay.
Yeah.
It reminds me of all the other fuels.
Mm-hmm.
It's decent.
Yeah. It's good for a daily.
But that chocolate recovery is awesome. Like, man, that shit is so good.
It is.
But I don't really care too much for the fuel part. Like, it's just it's another fuel.
It's everyday. It's just something you need.
Yeah. And it's different for different people, obviously, because I try to take the full dose.
Yeah. And
that stuff it's like the raw endurance fuel.
Mm-hmm.
You get multiple scoops in there, and it's just so strong of lemon lime. Like, it's too much. Yep. And that's the, it and the raw endurance fuel are almost the exact same, as far as calorie count and sodium count. They're very similar.
Yeah.
But man,
it can be strong. It can be overwhelming at times.
And I bought that carbs fuel to try. Not carbs. Well, I bought carbs fuel too. I've used carbs. It's bland and it's okay.
Yeah.
And then I bought the feeds the high carb mix, and it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
None of that I would say I'm a fan of yet.
I think you'll like Hyperlite.
So I'm curious to see what Hyperlite is. I mean, I've always went back to Goo Roctane in races. I did try to fuel. I think I did fuel with either carbs or something else at the Pistol.
Yeah. And
then at Yeti, I used Goo Roctane.
Well, Goo is good for it's a light flavor. So it's not overwhelming.
I love that. I also love the fact that it has some amino acids in it. I love the fact that it's got a little bit, it's a little bit different.
It's got a little bit of beta alanine in it.
Yes. And the sodium content isn't crazy. The 2 scoops is 250 calories. So I do 2 scoops. And I take a gel with it, but I think if the Hyperlite works and I can switch to mostly liquid, I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
Because I do want to do a track race next year, 24 hours, see what I can do.
Yeah.
And I need to get that dialed in because I don't want to be, I can't have stomach issues.
Yeah.
12, 16 hours in.
No, it's good. I like it. It's light. It doesn't have that overwhelming flavor, and you can mix. Even when you mix like the full serving, it's not a overwhelming flavor. It's just more nutrient that I haven't got used to yet. But you'll like it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes this weekend.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
And then I still haven't. I'll figure out what I'm going to do at another date. So I'm not signed up for anything. I originally wanted to try even doing Lookout 50, but I don't think that's in the cards.
Well, there's a track race you can do in November.
No, sir.
There's another 50K in November.
No, sir.
Yeah. So also, if it doesn't work for Firewater 50K, if none of this pans out and I crash and I bonk, We've got 50K the following weekend as well. Norris Dam. So we'll have more practice at that one. We get to go see Doug and the Knoxville Track Club.
Doug is a great race director. He's good.
He is. So I'll get to go see him and run that very leaf-covered Norris Dam.
Well, if you run an Knoxville Track Club race, you're running a good race. So they're, we love those guys. They take good care of us.
They sure do.
They're one of our sponsors, so they sponsor us, and they're awesome.
Which is good that an organization that big also supports the other events, which is really cool.
Yeah, shout out to them. They're great. With that being said, though, we'll also got some good news today. World's Fair Ultras course is certified.
Bam.
So I'm working on the USATF application now to make it a USATF sanctioned event. So we should have that paperwork submitted this week. For people that don't know what that does mean, if you're a USATF sanctioned event, it means that you can set a national record on this course. So not only can you set the Tennessee state running record if you're a Tennessee resident, if you're not a Tennessee resident, you can set a national record. So that's what's kind of cool. Or even if you are a Tennessee resident. But that helps because if someone's actually trying to qualify for Team USA, you can run the 24-hour, and if you can get the mileage, then you'll run for Team USA. So,
which is a lot of miles.
Yeah. I think the women's standard's around 130, and then the men's is around 145 or 150.
Yeah, we'll be getting that next year.
Yeah, we'll see. You're going for it this week, this month.
Yeah, in a few weeks.
I forget it's November already.
Try for it.
But, that's what's kind of cool. We'll have a course that you can set a national record. And for those that don't know much about state records, I would suggest you Google Tennessee state running records.
Yep.
There is a state record for 3-hour, 6-hour, 12-hour, 24-hour, 50-mile, 100-mile, 50K, 100K, whatever. Yeah, so you can literally find your specific age.
Yep.
It's not a age group, it's by age. So what's really cool is you can come to the World's Fair Park, pick your poison, and try to set the state record for your age. And if you are really competitive, you can try to set the overall state record. So that's kind of cool. Now, with having the USATF sanction event, which we are applying for now, today, we're working on that this week. But once we get that, then you can actually set a national record. So we should have everything set up before April and good to go with all of that. And it's just really cool because it's such a nostalgic area to set a state record. I mean, you get to run under the Sun Sphere at night. This whole course is lit up. It's already got lights there. It's going to be so much fun. But that's what's really cool. And if you, like I said, if you don't know anything about it, just Google Tennessee state running records and start checking it out. Because it's something that you can really set your targets on.
I got to run down there when we did the U.S. Trail Running Conference. It was at the World's Fair, UT Convention Center.
Yeah.
So the World's Fair was right outside. So I think you went and ran one day. Me and Audrey went and ran. But it's so, the course is good. And then the views of the Sun Sphere just is beautiful. So,
well, and that's what's fun is when we did the USATF. When we done the U.S. Trail Running Conference, we were literally right beside World's Fair Park. So we went and ran there that evening, one of the evenings. So we sat there for 3 days. Terry Chiplin had invited us to the U.S. Trail Running Conference because of the podcast. So we had to do I can't remember exactly what it was titled, but it was
storytelling, digital.
Yeah, digital storytelling because of the Dirt and Vert podcast and the success we have had on this podcast. We are still a small podcast in the grand scheme of Joe Rogan and everybody else, but for trail runners and race directors, we became pretty popular. We're growing.
If Joe wants to come on the podcast, we'd allow it.
Well, he's going to have to submit an application first.
Yeah.
We'll see. But, and what's really cool, though, is we met a lot of good race directors at the U.S. Trail Running Conference, and a lot of them have reached out. They want to come on the podcast.
Yeah, that was cool.
And we also are going to work up some new team discounts. So, that's kind of fun, too.
We met a lot of good other race directors who are going to offer those.
Yeah, so, we got and speaking of that, we have team applications that are open. So if you want to be on the Nobody Cares Run Faster team, applications are live. You can see the link on Facebook.
Bam.
We will have the link on the website as of Sunday, November 2nd. By the end of the day, I'll have that link ready. Now, Matt
cross
doubts
your fingers.
me.
Don't cross your fingers. Don't. If
But-
you can't find it there, it's on our Instagram and our Facebook and our Strava.
But yeah, please apply. It's not based solely on running performance.
No.
That is not the final detail, or is even the biggest category we look at. What we look at is who you are,
Yep.
like as a character, or your character, how you treat people out on
Yeah.
the course, how you treat people when you volunteer. Do you volunteer? Are you out in this community? And that's really what it's about. It's about supporting the community. I will say that we are very fortunate. I mean, the people on this team are just so kind, so amazing. They crew each other. They help each other. They work together. It is truly a family, and it is bigger than what we envisioned it could be, and just continues to grow.
And that's one thing that we really want to push is it's a family. I mean, we got some really talented runners on the team as well, and each person on the team, they contribute in different ways. So, somebody may be going out for their first 100. You'll have 5 or 10 people at that event trying to push them. So it is more of a family and not just a competition. Of course, everybody wants to win, but it's more of a family type atmosphere. That's what we look for.
And that's what's kind of cool too, is you think about the type of runners we have, and it's a full spectrum.
Yeah.
We've got everything from back of the pack runners to podium runners, and it doesn't matter.
We even got 78-year-old Malcolm Montgomery's out there running the 50K every weekend.
Yeah, dude,
I mean,
he's so awesome. He's so awesome.
Yep. So age doesn't matter either.
We've got young people, we've got older people. It does not matter. But what does matter is how you treat people.
Yep.
Your person, how you are on the course, how you are when you're volunteering. Like I said, I can't stress that enough.
Yeah.
How you hold yourself out there and your composure and how you treat people, that is what's important.
It does feel really, really good when, we go to all these events and then later on somebody come up to us like, hey, I was running with your crew, the team, and they were nothing but nice. They pushed me, they helped me, they were giving me high fives. And that stuff right there just, it means so much, and it goes a long way.
Yeah, and when we started this team, 3 years ago? Is that right?
Officially, this will be the
third year.
Coming 2026 will be the third year. Then we had an unofficial year before that.
But it's grown into such a cool family and such a cool atmosphere. And we're having a party in 2 weeks, celebration where we're inviting all the team out.
Yep.
We're doing that, and then we'll have a Christmas party. Last year we started the tradition of a Christmas party where everybody wears their favorite belt buckles and even dress up. So I dressed up as an elf, I believe. Right?
I think I was the Grinch.
So it's fun.
Grinch.
Gotta have fun. Actually, I wore my Snoop Dogg PJs. That's what I wore with my belt buckle. Forgot all about that.
That's been a long time ago.
Snoop in the stoop.
That's what it was.
Yes.
Did you have a little pocket?
Yeah, I did. Snoop in the stoop. See,
Little
it's
pocket,
awesome.
yeah.
You got to have fun, guys. It's always about having fun. But, back to the U.S. Trail Running Conference. So we spoke on Friday about digital storytelling and, also just told the RDs, if you're having trouble being on a podcast or getting on a podcast, message us.
Yeah.
We'll get you on. And our inbox is full.
Yeah.
So we're going to start scheduling people and getting everybody on here. So we'll work them in.
We had one RD reach out from South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just pretty cool. It's salt palms or something like that. So it'd be pretty cool to learn about all that.
Yeah. We even learned a little bit about the RD from Mamba.
Yeah. Jason.
Yep, Jason. So we'll get him on here at some point too. But it was just really good. We got to meet Nancy Hobbs, who was really just impressed with our accents.
She loves the Southern drawl.
But she is I guess she's the president of the American Trail Running Conference. American Trail Running Association.
Yes.
Sorry, yeah.
Yep.
So it was cool to meet her and hang out with Terry a little bit. And what we also got to see was, back this story up, we were also asked to be on the trail running film festival that
Yep.
Ultra Sign Up hosted in Nashville, close to Nashville. So we went over there, and it was at Percy Warner
Yep.
State Park, I believe.
Yep.
Percy Warner Park.
Yep.
And we, went over there. So worked with that with John Harden, and interviewed Harvey Lewis and Jared Beasley. That's where we met Jared before we had him on the podcast. So, John Harden helped us make the connection with that, and got to meet the owners of Ultra Sign Up and speak with them. And they had kind of mentioned to us then that they would be taking over the U.S. Trail Running Conference. So what's really cool now going forward is I hope we'll see what happens, but I think the hope is that they're going to combine these two events.
That'd be cool.
Which is the U.S. Trail Running Conference and the Trail Running Film Festival. So we'd have runners and RDs, and it would be just a much bigger event, have group runs every day, and it would be probably somewhere in Nashville. I don't know if they found a venue yet or if they would keep it at Percy Warner, but it'd be really cool. And we also suggested that they have a belt buckle knot, because we believe in wearing that beautiful buckle that you've earned and whatever your favorite one is.
I wear mine every now and then.
Which one do you wear?
The Georgia Jewel one. My first Trail 100.
How many buckles you got now?
Georgia Jewel, Pistol, Mad Backyard. Yeah, I think so.
3 or 4?
Yeah, about 4. I think 4. Yeah.
You're getting there.
Yeah, we're going to hopefully get another one in a couple weeks. If anybody's in Georgia on November 22nd, come down and help me get that 100-mile buckle.
Just so y'all know, I have crewed him in a 100-mile track race.
I was actually not bad.
Always plan to have something to leave to do.
It was our counterpart that was not happy with the aid that David was given.
Yeah. Matt, I can help you, but I have to leave at 5 p.m. My dog has to go out and potty.
I need you at nighttime, though. That's when it gets cold.
If I'm available on the 22nd, I may come out and hang out for a while in the evening or tonight. We'll see.
Yeah, I think since Whitney Dancaster, she's moved to Chattanooga now, but she's going to be running this race, and she said she's going to hang out after she does her 6-hour and crew a little bit, and then I think we got Marcia is going to also at some point come down.
That's good.
Which is good. Yeah, we need, because it takes a lot, especially when you want to run fast on a track, because it is so runnable that you don't want to get off that track. Movement is miles. So,
yeah, and also for anybody that doesn't know, it's a good point. Whitney that we had on the podcast, Whitney Dancaster, she was from Florida. She has moved to Chattanooga. So anybody that's around the Chattanooga area, if you're doing group runs, or some good races, reach out to her and let her know. She's still learning the area. She's met some really good runners so far, but I'm sure she would love to meet more.
Yeah, I think she's been running with the Wild Trails crew, and then Aiden and Shannon, and those two women are very talented. 2 of the 3 women to ever finish the Cherokee 130K.
Yeah, I'm going to connect today, Jenny and
that'd be good.
Whitney. I've been messaging both, so I'm going to combine them in a message today and let them meet, because I think it'd be good for her to run some Bad Beard events, and her and Jenny are both great people. So.
I want to run Bad Beard events too.
Yeah, I'm going to next year. Those are on my list.
They're on my list too.
Support her.
There's so many.
I've done
races on my list.
I've done like you a few years ago. I've done the Knoxville Track Club series, and I want to try to do like some Bad Beard stuff next year, because I want to try to get back into trail running some. I think I figured out what I'm finally going to do. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely going to do Black Toe, so I'm signing up for it.
You heard it here, John.
Yeah, John. I've already texted John Harden. I love him because he just sent me one back, and he said #no rhabdo for Compton. So that's the goal. But I still want to I want to be able to get 100 miles in 24 hours. So no one's done it on that course. I may not be the one to do it, but if you want to try, come join me.
You don't know until you try.
That's right. So I was well on track for it a few years back till I got rhabdo.
It's not a fun thing to have, evidently.
No, so it's all good. I got, renal failure slows you down just a little.
Never heard of it. Don't want to hear of it either.
But I've also given a lot of thought to, he said that you could get a belt buckle. He would make you your own belt buckle, or he'd make you a statue, or actually, I guess the belt buckle is probably different. But, you get the statue, or was it like $1,000 purse at this point?
It's money, but I don't know. Money sounds pretty good, but then a statue sounds pretty good too.
I think I know what I'm going to do.
Take the money.
If I get
build
it.
a statue.
I have to get it first. Like, hell, I may not even get close. Who knows? But if I do it, I'm going to tell him to donate all that money to Run for Water.
There we go.
I was trying to think of what to do, and I think that's the best thing to do.
Yeah, Greg would like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
maybe he'll make a statue out of the kindness of his heart when you do that.
And maybe if I fail, I'll donate $1,000.
Well, that's your money.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. But I just thought it'd be kind of cool because I know that
would be.
I know Greg's always trying to raise money.
He does, and he does a good job.
He does stuff in Appalachia and also, overseas. So I think it'd be good either way.
It would be.
Again, maybe someone from the team wants to come try the 12-hour or 24-hour.
I don't do 24 hours in treacherous cold.
Now, if you
me.
If you get 50 miles in 12 hours, you get invited to the 50-mile club. You get a beer glass that's this tall engraved with your stuff on it, and you have an option then to buy this really cool Patagonia pullover that I have that says 50 miles in 24 hours or in 12 hours, because in order to get 50 miles in 12 hours, that's 14,000 feet elevation gain.
Well, I mean, that's nice and all, but I don't like the cold. In January, it's cold.
It'd be during the day for you, though. It wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, but that's still
5-mile loops.
Give me a 5-mile. Give me a loop course for 50 miles where I can stay warm. 5 miles, get out there and walk for 3 miles.
If you get cold, run faster.
That's the slogan. That's the slogan.
Maybe we should change it from nobody cares, run faster in the winter to if you get cold, run faster.
Just run faster in general. And you won't get cold and you can get done sooner. I don't know.
Well, all right. So moving on. One of the things we're working on, we got Barn Creek coming up next weekend.
Yes.
We've got, probably close to 50 runners at this point. I think we're inching up.
We got some talented runners coming out.
Sarah Baker, Kyle Calbus.
Yeah, we got some.
Is it Luca? Was that his name?
I know, we got some heavy hitters.
Yeah, that dude, he's ran Moab 240.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so I think we're going to have a really good performance this year. It is a bronze coin event. With hopes one day we're going to get the silver.
Dylan's coming back, the returning champion.
Yes, but I don't think Dylan's.
But he's not competing. He's going to get his little 50K in and then call it a day and help out. But that's pretty cool.
You say little 50K, but that's actually a lot of miles.
It's a lot of miles.
Yeah.
But he said he wants to quit after 50K.
We'll see.
So we'll say, 50 miles sounds better. So
it's you learn about people if they can truly control their race day decisions. Like some people are like, I'm going to start at an 8-minute pace, and then they start at 6:40 for 100 miles, and I'm like, that was probably not good.
Well, he held it for the first 5. He dropped back to the 8:40. Yeah, because I think Dylan's dealing with an injury or something.
I think
he's trying to recover.
I think he had a foot injury. Yeah. But Dylan, just remember, self-discipline, baby. If 50K is really where you want to stop, we're going to see if you've got it.
But if you're feeling great, I mean, go for 50.
Right. Yeah.
Just a training run.
I'm gonna be there regardless. So.
Yeah. That'd be the first day that I'm there, so I'll get to see it.
But cool thing about Barn Creek, it's going to be the very first attempt. I say attempt.
I think Ryan's going to nail it.
I do too. But we've purchased Starlinks for the course for East Coast Adventures. Our videographer Ryan Courtois is going to come out and set up 3 different stations, do some live video, live streaming for the whole event. And that's our hope, is to get it dialed in so that next year we can do this at all events, including Cherokee. So we got the Starlink minis, and that way we can actually run. We're going to actually try to have some live footage during Cherokee and stuff, but our first attempt is going to be at Barn Creek. So there will probably be some growing pains. Do I think it's going to turn out good? Yeah, but it will only get better. Yeah. You have to start somewhere. So we're starting with Barn Creek.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good one. It's a simple course. It's a out and backs. We can get them coming in and out. That'd be good.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. So we'll share that links shortly. We needed 100 subscribers to be able to do it from mobile so that we can follow people.
Yep.
We're over that now. So thank you all so much. If you want to watch this live stream, make sure you go to the East Coast Adventures YouTube channel and follow it.
And share it with everybody you know so more people can watch it. It's going to be good, especially once we get it all dialed in with everything that we got to do. It'll be good and entertaining.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fun. It's our last race of the year that we actually host. So we get a 2-month, 3-month break.
I don't know. Gone Loco is right around the corner.
Yeah, February. But that gives me time to train for Black Toe.
Yeah. That gives me time to sign up for more stupid stuff.
Yeah. Well, you may not want to after Circle.
Oh, my God.
Don't forget, you're about to do 100 miles. You can do a 50K every other week. That's cool. But doing 100 miles on a track, you're probably going to be done.
I got my shoes in the other day.
What are you running in?
Well, I want to have like 5 different pairs there because you never know with this.
You ain't got time to change shoes, sir.
Man, listen, if they hurt and they hurt. But I got the Saucony Endorphin Speed 4s. They got this black and purple and blue look. They look good. We'll see if they can run for 100 miles, 100 plus, hopefully.
I'm excited to finally try out my Pumas at Black Toe. I ordered those when they first come out, those trail shoes with carbon plate in the first of the year. But, I've been on road.
Well, you can always do Lookout 50.
I don't think I'm ready for that.
Oh, well, Lookout 18.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a good one. I might do that one depending on how dead I am in November 22nd.
Yeah. It's in what, December?
Yeah, it's December, but they've moved it back a couple weeks. Because when I first did it 2 years ago, it was like November or December 12th or something like that. But now it's like right before Christmas. Like right before Christmas. So good enough. Good
is
time.
It an 18 miler? Is that what it is?
Yeah. It's 18 miler.
Yeah.
With lots of climbing and descending.
I don't know.
It's a good course.
We'll see.
It's much easier than doing the 50.
I wanted to do the 50, but I'm just not.
Everybody says the 50 is easier. I'm like, hold on. You've got to do the first 18 to do the 50. The first 18 is a lot of up and down. 50 can't be easy. It's still 50 miles.
Well, maybe it's because after those 18 miles, it gets easier.
Yeah, it's really easy when you just stop at 18. You just go through the finish line and you're done. I don't know if I may sign up. I signed up last year to do it, and then I signed up on like Monday, and then on Thursday or Friday I got sick, so I didn't get to go.
So. That sucks.
Yeah, it was rough.
Well, I'll think about it. I'm not sure. I don't want to screw up anything for Black Toe, and the last thing I need to do is go out to look out and twist an ankle.
There's lots of rocks and there's cliffs, so you can fall off from it. That's no problem.
We know my luck.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's fun. And back to the live streaming though, our hope is next year that we'll live stream all of the events. We're going to do Gone Loco and World's Fair Park. Yep. World's Fair Park will be a cool one because we'll almost be able to see the whole course. Yeah, but with 3 cameras set up and whatever else, I mean, you can for was it 0.56 or something? Yeah, 0.57. So you get to see the whole course in the majority, which is good. And Gone Loco, that'd be really good because we have different checkpoints for the marathon. Since it is a Boston qualifier, that'd be cool to see like people actually cross that when they hit it. Well, and I think too, we're going to put Stamen on a bicycle with a camera, a little backpack with the Starlink on it. Well, no, we'll build a stand to hold the Starlink on the bike. He's gonna look like E.T. riding down through there. Well, at least that place we have service the entire time. Yeah, if he's doing it through phone or whatever. That'd be good. Yeah, it's gonna be really fun. Good. It's gonna be super fun. And then with the World's Fair, working on getting the swag stuff ordered over the next month or two. So we'll be getting all the medals and the belt buckles ordered. Belt buckle. Already seen that belt buckle. Yep. It's beautiful. With the blue sun spear. I think that's why people signed up. They want the buckle. I've had a lot of people message saying they want to run it just to get the buckle. Because I've had several people ask if we have a 100-mile option. I'm like, no. Not yet. Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future, but it's a long time to run. Yeah, 24 hours, but it's also an expensive time. So we pay by the hour over there.
Yeah. The venue is not cheap.
Yeah, so maybe at some point. First, we need this race to be successful.
Yes.
We'll move on from there.
So share with all your friends. Come run at the World.
And we do have quite a few people signed up already.
They with 24 hour is booming. That is the home run hitting time right there. Yes. The 24 hour.
Well, and I'm going to say one more thing, and then we'll turn it over to you for listener questions. But,
got a couple.
But one of the things I've been thinking about is I think maybe we should do like a master class on here, like something where it's once a month, or maybe we do a series of like a whole month. I don't know. Need time to schedule it. But what would you guys want to hear about? Like I've been thinking about this for a while, and it's like we could have an expert on to talk about hydration. We could have an expert on to talk about nutrition, pacing. I don't know. Like, I just think it would be really cool to do something like that. Yeah. And maybe it's, we'd already do the RD thing like once a month,
which is awesome.
Have an RD on, which I think is really, really something unique because, we're trying to share all these amazing RDs that we have and let people learn about them. And I don't know if anybody truly does that, but I think it's cool that we do.
There's a lot of races that I found out about by doing that I want to go run now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's good or bad on my part because I sign up for a lot of stupid stuff.
But that was the reason we started Dirt and Vert. It was to help grow this community even more, and I think we are.
Oh, yeah, we have.
But I do think it'd be really cool to have a master class. So shoot me or Matt or East Coast Adventures or Dirt and Vert, doesn't matter. However you want to get a hold of us, that's fine. You could even email us at team@runeastcoastadventures.com. That goes to the entire team. Yep. So pretty easy there. If you're upset about course marking, though, I just want to make sure you know that is MATT, Matt@runeastcoastadventures.com. If there's ever an issue with course marking, that email is the one you should email. But
I will forward it right to David. Right to David at runeastcoastadventures.com.
Scott Swafford's having all kinds of fun.
He's loving it. He's loving it. Hey, speaking of him, he signed up for the Cherokee 30
all that
again.
Yes, I love it.
I think this time will be the time that he gets.
I love the determination, man.
I know.
It's not an easy course, but man, it's doable.
It's doable.
Very doable.
But you just got to be the key word that I've been using lately is just consistent. And you got to be consistent on that course. But he is consistently signed up.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to seeing you out there, Scott.
I am. But I say that because I truly want to know what you all want to hear. Mm-hmm. Like, what do you want to learn about? What would benefit you? And we will get someone on. So let us know. Reach out, please. Reach out to us. We want to know. And we'll do our best to get those scheduled at the beginning of the year or whenever we can. We may try to do it all in like a 1 month session, where we do 4 weeks in a row and then go back to our normal. But we'll see. It really depends on who we can lock in and when. Because sometimes we have to schedule these things out. Like Hans Troyer, we got him next week, but we were supposed to have him this past week, and we moved things around. But it's things pop up. We're all human, so we got to reschedule stuff and do it. So we just want to make sure we have time. So please think about it and message us. And Matt, with that, I'll turn it over to you, sir, for listener questions.
We got a few different listener questions. The first one is going to be, what are the goals for East Coast Adventures and the team in the upcoming year?
Man, so, when we started this team, we didn't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
We wanted to do something to where we grow this community more. Matt was kind of like the one that thought about the team, and then he started talking to me about it before and after the podcast. Every week we were in here talking about it, and Mike was kind of like the guy that really didn't have much of a part in it. He was like, I don't even know. I don't know.
He loves the team now.
And now, like Mike loves the team, Matt loves the team, I love the team. But in the beginning, it was like we didn't really know what the team was going to be. And Mike was like, wasn't against it, but Mike didn't really understand what the team meant. And, me and Matt were just kind of like unsure of what we were trying to do, but we knew we wanted a team. And so we just, Mike was all supportive. He just didn't really understand it. So we did it. And man, within like 3 or 4 months, Mike loved it. And he just he got it. And then, we were just starting to like learn it. So we had like a pilot year where we only had like 20 of our closest runners, and that 20 included us.
A lot of those people in that first official year was the same people that were in the unofficial year that just, they kind of like, surrounded us and they were always there for us and always at our events, crewing us or pacing us. And we go do the same thing for them. And then once it became official, most of them were the original, the OGs that came along for the first year. Then we had a few new people. But just having that family community type thing was something that maybe some of us didn't know we actually needed. And it helps in so many different ways with group runs, with actually just, being together. Because a lot of times, you're trying to look for people to run with. And those are the ones that are like, hey, let's go run. And the first year, really, it was something that, is more than what we expected.
Yeah. And I will say, like, we kind of navigated it in a way of, we started these group chats and we started having fun and just talking back and forth. And I will admit that group chat is hard to keep up with some days because they are so engaged. I mean, if I'm in a meeting, and unfortunately with my job, I can be in a meeting for 4 or 5 hours and I walk out of that meeting and I don't even know how to get caught up. So I just don't even open it till the end of the day. Cause I'm like, it's going to take me 3 hours to read all this.
Oh yeah. It's, nonstop. Like here's this and this pictures, what they're doing that day, which, like we said, it's a family.
Yeah. And that's what's really cool is like you get everything from personal problems to training problems to like people are learning. Like we've had people in there posting their workout and we're like, hey, someone will say, hey, that's really not the workout. So you should try this or, and stuff like that. And like, it's not. And what's really cool is it's not in a negative way.
No.
It's all in positivity and love and trying to help each other. And that's what's really fun. And we have so much fun. Mm-hmm. It's so much camaraderie and so much kindness. And like people just care so much. And so much that when someone says a race they're doing, the other team members will volunteer to crew them. The other volunteer member will crew, help, do whatever. And man, that is what we could never have hoped. Like we couldn't have never imagined that that's what it would be, but that's what it's turned into be. And now granted, do we supply you with swag? We order you a really nice pack. We order you singlets. We order you hats. We order you gear. We order you stuff. We give you discounts. We do all kinds of things like that. That's just a perk.
Yep.
The real perk is being that family with that team. Yep. Like it has grown so much more than we could have ever imagined. And these people are so good. And Matt said it best earlier when he said, we constantly get feedback and messages from people that are out on a course, whether it's in Texas, Florida, North Carolina, doesn't matter. Georgia, we'll get a message from someone said, hey, I saw some people running East Coast finglets. They were so nice. They were so kind. And so, they were just so awesome. And like that is it. Like, do we have really talented runners? Mm-hmm. Yes. Do we have back of the pack runners? Yes. But the one thing that's consistent is we have runners that are kind, caring, and love each other. And man, it's a family and it's really cool.
Yep. That's one thing that's really stands out to me is because even like as you're running, like, hey, I was back there and I saw them. They were this, and this. And even the fast runners that we have, because some of these guys on this team is ridiculously fast. They'll be hanging out at the finish line, cheering other people on. A lot of elite runners, they do their thing and they're going to recover instantly to, run whatever. But at the finish line when they're there and they're still cheering on more runners, that just, it says a lot. And we get messages about it. So for the people that don't think, we do. We read them as well.
Yeah. And to answer your question, our hope is to not really lose many people from the team. Mm-hmm. We're going to grow the team. We're going to grow the team even more. We're going to add more slots. There may be a few changes with the team overall, but most of it's going to stay the same. And we're going to add positions. So, that's the thing. We want to continue to make this team larger as long as we can financially afford it. We do spend a lot of money on this team. But, we're it's all in hopes to continue to grow this community and grow this family and grow East Coast Adventures.
Yep.
And, we just want to say thank you. So please, applications are open. Please apply.
Yep, I agree with that. All right, the next question we have is, when you're choosing a race, would you rather do a loop course or a point-to-point?
Man, that's a loaded question.
Well, it depends on
It's
what kind of
both.
mood I'm in.
Well, it depends on what I'm doing.
Yeah, you're right.
So, like, if I'm going to try to set a Tennessee State running record,
It's in loops.
I'm going to do a loop.
Yep.
If I'm training for a 100-mile race, I'm going to do a loop.
Yep.
Because I want to practice my nutrition, and I'm going to keep it in my car, and I'm going to run loops, and I'm going to go sign up for a 6-hour race or a 12-hour
Yep.
race. And see, so it's different. Now, if I'm training for, like No Business 100 or Cherokee or anything like that, I'm probably going to go find a trail once I've figured out my nutrition and get that dialed in. Then I'm going to go run some trails, but I'm probably going to do both. I don't really have a preference. It really depends on what my goal is.
Yeah. So, like, I guess what I would look at is, what I was really wanting to do. Like, sometimes I just want to go run for 12 hours, and most 12-hour events are loops.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm actually going to go try to run like a point-to-point, when you see some beautiful scenery, I would rather do that for like the scenic, value of that. But then, like you said, if you want to set a state record, if you're trying to go as fast as you can, as long as you can, a loop course.
Yeah, and a point to that too is, do you have crew or not?
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
I mean, you can go run a 100-mile race or a 100K on a trail, point to point, by yourself.
Drop bags, baby.
Yeah, and take drop bags. Or you can go run a 4 or 5 mile loop.
Yep.
And crew yourself out of your trunk of your car, which I've done many of times, and it's super easy. So, I back up, pop the trunk, and I start my loops. I'm ready to roll.
A lot of people, like, since we put on the dirt circuit and the fort, which those are loop courses, they use those for a lot of the point-to-points. Mm-hmm. So they'll use those because ours is in August and September, and a lot of people like to run their, long 100-milers in October and whatever. So they'll come to our races, and they use those specifically for training runs. And we hear it nonstop. This is for this 100-miler, like No Business or Georgia Jewel. And so you can use that, those loop courses for those long point-to-points. But, I mean, it's all in preference or whatever you're training for.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. And, I mean, to be honest, like, if you're running, you're running. Like, find a race that looks cool and go do it. That's really all that matters.
That is the thing I would say. Find a race that looks cool, has a good atmosphere, good aid stations, good people, and go run it.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, just get outside. Like, I get it. I like point-to-point sometimes, and I like loops, but it really depends on the mood I'm in.
We just run them all.
Yeah.
Just run them all. What have I done lately? I've done a point-to-point, then I did 2 loops, and now we're going to do a track race. Well, just anything and everything.
And, back to your point, though, like Dirt Circuit and Fort Frenzy have become training grounds for 2 races.
Yep.
So people come run Fort and Dirt Circuit specifically for No Business and Javelina.
Yeah, Javelina. Yeah, you're right. Javelina.
That has been the 2 biggest. I mean, we have just tons of people that come run those races in August and September to prepare them for Javelina or No Business. And I think that's smart because they're hot, they're trail, and they're loop, and you can take care of yourself. And we have really have really good aid stations to help
lots
you.
Of ice, lots of all that stuff.
So, I mean, and it has been. We've seen a lot of runners come out and do that, and they've been successful in their races.
Yep, that's a good point. Mm-hmm. All right, the next question is, this is about your new adventure that you have started, you and Stamen. Are you going to have any shirts for Friction Prescription or swag or something?
Geez, we're just trying to make a lube right now. I mean, eventually, yes, we want to. We've got some cool ideas, and we've tried to base everything around this certain theme, and if anybody's
too smooth to quit.
Yeah. So it's, a lot of the vibes from, if no one's caught on to this yet, I will just go ahead and rip this Band-Aid off so that a lot of our theme and a lot of our colors, a lot of our stuff is based on late 90s skate and surf. Do you all remember this? Like that's kind of, I mean, think about Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
Think about our colors. We're like really following that theme, and we love that because I think it's something different, and it's culture, and it's, it's history, and it's kind of fun. But ultimately, when we started this, we're a couple, we started the formula many months ago, but we're very new into, making product and selling, and we've been testing and testing and testing, and we finally have that dialed in. But our goal now is to figure out how to make that in different products, as far as like a stick, a tin, maybe even a tube at some point, because we have people that prefer different things. So we're trying to make the tube really well. And we have like gotten so much good feedback, and we continue to tweak it. And I think we have it almost perfected. Like, we're getting such good feedback from that. But what me and Stamen decided is that we would not release a product until that product is dialed in.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at now with the stick. So we're going to kind of move on. And it's been really fun, and we're having a lot of fun with it. And we actually just we're going to be on the Fooster.com now. So they reached out. We had a meeting with them. They're going to start carrying our product on their online store, and they're fairly new as well. So they sell like Hyperlight and Precision gels and hydration. Baby. Yep. And that's kind of cool. So we had some conversation with them, and our website's live, and we're selling stuff now. So we've made a few sales this week. But this all happened like we finally just started selling stuff like this week. I think it's when we opened the store last week. It wasn't very long ago. So like, this is all new. We've spent months just trying to figure out the exact formula, because we had it, but we were testing it. I mean, we tested on 100 miles, 200 miles, like it's been tested and it's there. So we will have some swag, but it's going to be just a little bit longer, but we definitely want to, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it too.
Yeah. That is all the questions I have.
That's it. Man, we got off lucky.
Yeah, we did.
Well, any questions from you, Matt?
No, I'm just looking forward to seeing everybody who applies for the team. I mean, it's going to be a lot of sit down and discussions after everybody gets done. We'll keep it open. The application's open for about a month, and then we'll have a meeting, and then everybody will share their input. I think we're going to bump it up to 50 people this year, which is technically 11 more than what's on the team. And then, there'll be, maybe, a couple people that, aren't on the team, this year, but we're really looking forward to just seeing who's all, comes out, applies, wants to be a part of this growing family.
Yeah. And it will continue to grow.
Yes.
So please apply. Please apply.
And don't be like, for a lot of people that we don't like, know, like, they're at our events, but we don't know. Don't feel any kind of way if you don't make it, the first time you apply. I mean, because it's a family, and we want you guys to keep, being with us and coming and helping and talking, and because, just keep applying.
Yeah, and you do not have to live in Tennessee to apply. We have runners in Nevada,
Florida, Nevada, Alabama at one point, North Carolina.
We have one in Georgia.
Yeah, we got 2 in Georgia.
Okay. So we continue to grow. So please apply.
Yep.
And we'll sit down and vote. So this is also something that the entire ECA staff, all of the RDs, actually sit down and we vote person by person.
Yeah.
So it's fun and it's cool. And please don't, if you don't make the team, please apply again.
Yes,
because people that have not made the team have really stepped up this year, and they're probably some of them are going to make the team because they have made such an effort to be in the community.
Yes.
And that's what matters.
Yep. I agree with that.
So how you respond to not making the team, if some of you don't make the team, how you respond matters. Like, if, you don't have to volunteer for ECA events. That's not what we're looking at. What we're looking at is, what do you do in the community? How do you help? How do you, what do you do? And that's really the bulk of it, is like, how are you as a person, and what are you doing out there in the community to help promote the sport?
Yeah.
But, again, please apply.
Definitely.
And with that being said, you'll notice that Matt and I probably are wearing different shirts than what we started this podcast with. And that's because the whole last 30 to 40 minutes of our previous podcast somehow messed up, and we were crackling and popping like Rice Krispie treats. So
this one doesn't do that.
So we've fixed that. And with that, if anybody that knows me knows that stuff drives me insane. So what did I do? I've ordered all new podcast equipment that will deliver next week, and we're gonna gut all this out, and we're going all high end podcast mics. So we're gonna fix all of this, and we've got our own outside processor that will not be just computer-based processing, which I think is some of our issues. So we're upgrading, and we're going to try to make it even a little better. So thank you all for listening to us, and thank you for reaching out and letting us know there was an issue, because I edit the podcast. I don't always listen to all of it. And if there's not issues with like the last 20 or 30 minutes, I may not touch it, and I didn't listen to it. I listened to like the first half into it, and
just kind of scroll through. You make sure it all sounds good, but I missed
that. So thank you. But love you guys. Have a great week, and hope you enjoyed the podcast.
Peace.